Hi everyone, this is my version of a do-it-yourself newspaper box. I have divided each sheet of newspaper into 8 pieces and we need lots of these. This piece I have further folded in 3 different ways according to my need. Here I have taken the piece, folded in 1/4 of the original size, and as you can see I have used a paper quilling tool to coil this round and round. I finally glue the edge so that I get a round coil. I take another piece which I had divided into 1/4 of the size and I add on to this coil by again going round and round, and I finally stick the edge. Repeat this until you get a coil of the desired size of the box you want to create. For better stability, I stick this to a cardboard base and then I continue to add on to the coil. This is the size that I want the box to be, so I stop here. Now for the borders, I take the piece that I have folded into half of the original size, and again I use a paper quilling tool to go round and round and make a much more taller and tighter coil. For my convenience, I have cut the shape of the base into a more circular shape. I start sticking the round tall coils that I made for the border. Now since I want the box to have a certain amount of depth, I add a second layer on top of the first one of the border. Now similar to the coil that I made for the base, I make another one for the lid so that it just correctly fits in between the borders. For the top of the lid, I want to make some coils, for which I use the piece folded in 1/6 of the original size. I choose the correct size that I need from the ring coil tool, and I use this paper to fold it round and round, and finally seal the edge. Once I have 2 of these, I use a piece of paper to coil around the middle so that it holds these 2 coils together. Once I have enough of these, I just stick them to the top of the lid so that it forms a sort of locking mechanism when I put it over the box. To check out the locking mechanism, you can try inserting the lid into the box. Now all that's left to do is to paint the box. So I use blue for the base. For the inner part of the lid, I use pink. And for the coils, I again use blue. I make and paint 3 more coils just to fill in the center part which is empty. You can choose to design this the way you want. You can store whatever you want in the box. It could either be clips and safety pins, or you could even store some trinkets of your choice. To improve on the final look, I dust it with some silver dust and voila, it's ready. Subscribe if you enjoyed. I'll try coming out with more soon, and check out my blog for further descriptions.